Hello and welcome to the bootcamp once again. This is still the natural language processing bootcamp, and we are moving on to the second task now. And the major thing in front of us now is to understand the structure of the bootcamp itself. Since we understand what natural language processing is all about, the next logical thing would be to completely understand what the bootcamp is, what we are doing here, and every other important details that are supposed to be passed across. And there is an exclusive bootcamp for language majors, like we've always emphasized. So let's take a look at the bootcamp structure. The bootcamp duration will be flexible and it will be according to the complexity of each task. So there is no predetermined certain duration of the bootcamp. Is dependent on how fast we are with the task and how quick we are to complete it. But please note that each task we have a time frame. So for each task you might be given 24 hours or 42 hours to complete the task, and it's really important that you do it within that period of time. If you don't, you will have a strike one. Now there will be 25 compulsory tasks and 5 optional tasks. The optional tasks are for those who wants to learn more, and which means for you to be done with the bootcamp you need to complete 25 tasks, and if you wish to go further, then you take the 5 optional tasks. There will be 5 teams in all, and each team will develop 5 projects during the duration of the bootcamp. The selection of teams is dependent on how many people are participating in the bootcamp. So we can have 5 teams, we can have a team, we can have 2 teams. It really depends on the number of people. Just understand that whatever team you belong to and whatever number of teams they are, each team will develop 5 projects that are centered around the tasks themselves and the course, content and structures. So there will be 6 checkpoints during the bootcamp, and checkpoints are phases whereby teams will be reviewed and the unserious ones will be removed from the bootcamp. So there will be 6 checkpoints. There will be a checkpoint at task 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. So those are the 6 checkpoints that there will be at this bootcamp. You should understand that checkpoints are phases whereby your progress so far during the duration of the bootcamp will be checked and ascertained. So those that have been communicating more, those that has been actively engaging in the discussions and the 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. meetings, and asking a lot of questions and answering a lot of questions and helping others to resolve complaints and issues will earn more points. And the goal is so that we'll be able to select the top 3 campers and employ them at Hive Labs, because they're looking for experts in natural language processing. And if you happen to be among the top 3 campers, the top 3 best, most performing campers, you'll be employed at Hive Labs. Now here is the learning flowchart. It's important for you to know the learning flowchart so you will know how exactly we're going to ascertain the learning and what exactly you're going to be learning. So this right here is a learning flowchart. The first important structure is for you to understand what NLP is, understand the NLP systems, and we have done justice to that in the first video. And the first task was centered around this understanding over here. And the next thing we are moving into is Python programming. The entirety of natural language processing is built on Python programming. So in other words, if you want to be able to build natural language processing systems, you really need to know how to code in Python. You really need to know how to program in Python, and that's exactly what we are going to be doing next. Now, after that, we'll move into Introduction to Data and Artificial Intelligence, and you'll be able to know what artificial intelligence is. You'll be able to understand what exactly are we calling intelligence, what is artificial, what is data, how is data connected to artificial intelligence. So these are the important things we are going to be looking into. After that, we'll start building our machine learning systems based on this knowledge acquired from this place. We'll start building machine learning systems. We'll start looking at, okay, what are machine learning systems? How can we build them? How can we build a system to analyze and ascertain data? And this understanding from this point to this point will now equip us with the skills necessary to build deep learning systems. Deep learning systems are advanced forms of machine learning systems, so you should understand that. So we'll start building deep learning systems, and after that we'll start building all this knowledge from this point to building deep learning systems would have equipped us with enough knowledge to now build our natural language processing systems. And these are the things you'll be learning during the duration of this bootcamp. So that's that about that. Now, what are the bootcamp requirements itself? The bootcamp is coding intensive, but no knowledge of programming will be required. You should understand that the bootcamp itself is coding intensive, but no knowledge of programming will be directly required from you to start the bootcamp, because everything you need to know, every knowledge, every piece of knowledge you need to gain will be taught during the bootcamp. So that's what all the tasks will be centered around. So though it is extremely coding intensive, you will not need to have any knowledge of programming language for you to get started. At later levels in the bootcamp, you will need a laptop to be able to carry out most of the exercises. In other words, you will actually need a laptop to be able to complete the bootcamp. Now, a daily commitment of at least 1 hour is required to successfully meet up with the task deadlines. So if you really want to complete the bootcamp, if you really want to emerge as one of the successful finalists in the bootcamp, you will need to dedicate at least 1 hour daily to the bootcamp. In fact, the meeting times 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. almost takes up that 1 hour. So this is the least you're expected to do. Now, the next question I do get is, will I be paying? And though that has been resolved, but you should know that the bootcamp is free. The bootcamp itself is free. Please note, we are not taking any money for the bootcamp, but there are courses you will need to take for you to master those skills we have outlined. Remember the skills you have outlined: Python programming, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, then NLP. You will need some courses from top organizations for you to be able to master those skills, and those are the courses you will only be paying for. And I think we have resolved that. You should know that the courses are usually very expensive. Whatever costs we are giving you in the bootcamp to pay for those courses is not the original cost of the courses, it's the subsidized rate. Most of the courses are between $150 to $1,000 if you are using a 383 Naira exchange rate. So it's really, really expensive. But for the purpose of the bootcamp, we went on ahead to subsidize the courses so it will be easier for people that want to take it. And that's one of the things we have done to make it easier for people to, participate. Now, the subsidized cost might be within the range of 15,000 to 20,000. So you should note that. Now, the skills you'll be building the main skill of natural language processing. You'll be able to build natural language algorithms, and you'll be able to build natural language processing applications. Now, remember in task 1, we're asking that what are the main applications of natural language processing? And a lot of you were writing chatbots, which is correct. A lot of you were writing language translators, which means at the end of this bootcamp, the skills you would have gained will help you to build a chatbot, will equip you to be able to build a language translator like Google Translate, will equip you to do a lot more. Matter of fact, most of these projects will be building them during the duration of the bootcamp. Now, for you to achieve this, you'll be building machine learning and deep learning systems. You understand? Is by you learning this thing that you'll be able to build this big end product over here. Now, for you to be able to build machine learning algorithms, you will need Python programming. So that's how everything interweaves into each other. Python programming is the foundation. It interweaves into machine learning and deep learning, which in turn interweaves into natural language processing and application. So on this note, I want to say welcome on board, and I want to assure you that you will really, really enjoy your time here, and you will appreciate yourself for taking the time to go through this bootcamp and for taking the time to dedicate yourself to the bootcamp. Thank you very much. My name is Dolapo.